and go back and work on more fields and objects that you can think of for this HR management. I've received an email from Suresh who has sent a data model kind of thing. I'll just show you guys and then we will get into our today's session and start discussing about topics. Suresh, okay. Let me just open and share it with you all. Let's see what sort of thing is designed. One minute. Okay, so this is what Suresh has come up with. In addition to whatever we did yesterday, he has come up with a few more fields. Learnings, PTOs, courses, attendance, performance, okay, first name, last name, ID, department, reviewer, evaluation period, grade, goals, accomplishments, responsibilities. Okay, very nice, fine. So good thing, you guys can try and add more things in your application the way you want. Now it's all your application, as I told you earlier. Now today we are going to learn how do we put these things into the Salesforce. So we have done enough of designing on the Excel spreadsheet, right? And as I told you, most of your time is going to get into go into this thing, designing about the objects that you need, thinking about the fields that are required. So most of the time will be consumed in this. And once you have decided, let's say now we have decided to go with these objects, right? How do we start designing the application on Salesforce? Okay, so let's go and start designing the application on Salesforce. That is what we're going to do. Okay, so first thing that we will do is we'll need to log in into Salesforce. Give me a minute, let me just take the login details. Suresh, you will need to send me the verification code once again. Alright, so currently logged in into Salesforce. So we'll start with designing the app first. Okay, First thing that you will do is you will design an app, then you will design objects, then put the fields in the object, and then create the tabs and put them into the app. Fine. So this is the flow. First of all, I will create an app. So app will basically be a blank app initially. Second, I will create object. After that, I will put the fields in the object. Then I will create a tab and put the tab into the app that we have designed. Alright. Then again we will design the second object and we will repeat this. Okay, so this is the process. Correct? Let's start. First thing, we will design an app. So creating an app is very simple. Just go to setup. App is what? It is collection of tabs, right? And it is listed here. So first thing, we'll start with creating app. Go to setup. In the setup menu left hand side, you will find an option create. Then create and click on apps. Alright. Setup, create apps. That's it. Setup, create apps. Right. So let's go to setup, create apps. Click on new. New custom app. Select custom app. What is a console? We'll talk about it later. Just select a custom app. Go to next. Give a name to your app. Call it HR manager or whatever you want to call it. And then put a label to it. So the difference between, give a label and a name. Okay, so the difference between the label and name is label will be displayed on the UI and name is the actual name. Name cannot have a space or something. It cannot have space, it cannot have special character. Alright. So
do we need to do it simultaneously or?
No, don't do it. Just in case you feel like writing the steps, just write it. But please follow my screen. Don't do it on your own. Fine?
Okay.
Once the session is over, you can spend an hour and finish all these things. And I will give you a tutorial also, which will have all these things step by step shown. Not this app, but a different app. So even if you forget something, you can do it. But I want you to understand the concept really well here, right? So first thing, we are creating an app. Just put a label and a name. Don't do anything else. Name and label, I told you what is the difference. Label is something which will be visible to the end user, and name is something which we will use for internal reference. If I have to call this app on a program or something, we will use the name. Okay. So just do that. Click on next. There is an option of inserting an image. At this point of time, we don't need to do this. I can skip this step. You can put an image for that app. Okay. The next step 4 asks you to choose the tabs. Okay. Choose the tabs, the ones that you want to display under this app. As you see, under sales app, these are all the tabs which are being displayed. So under your HR manager app, which all tabs you want to display, that is something that you have to select. Now, I do not want to display any of these tabs. I'm going to create my own tabs, right? Home tab will be there under every app. By default, you cannot remove it. So let it be there. Don't add any other tab. Okay. In case you need, then you should add, but at this point of time, I don't think I need any other tab. So I will just leave it as it is. Go to next. Okay. This assign to profile, step 5, assign to profile, leave it as it is. Don't do anything here. Just go ahead and click on visible. Just click on visible. Don't do anything else here. We'll talk about profiles later. Okay. That's it. Save. Your app is ready. So all that you have to do is set up, create apps, new custom app, give it a label and a name, and then just keep on clicking next, 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 save it. That's it. Your app is ready. You can see it in the list of apps here, HR Manager, and you can also see it listed here now. Got it? So it takes us just a couple of minutes to create an app on Salesforce. Now this is just a blank app. It does not have anything. As of now, it does not have anything, right? Just created an app. So just select this app. Let's see how does it look. This is how it looks. It just has a home page. It does not have anything apart from the home page. Now we need to put in objects into the backend database and put the tabs here for those objects. Like for example, okay, this is the database that we were talking about yesterday. So I talked about first object employees. Okay, so we need to create the object for employee. So for creating an object, you just have to go to setup, create object, same navigation. Earlier you did setup create apps. Now we are going to set up create object. That's it. New custom object. Give a label and a name to the object. Employee, plural label will be employees. Done. Leave everything as it is. Don't do anything here. Just click on save. Okay, you'll gradually start understanding all the details. Okay, small options that we have, but your table is created, your object has been created in the backend. That's it. So all you need to do is go to setup create object and put a label and a name for the object. Your object is created. Okay, so the moment you create an object is what? It's a table, right? And it needs to have certain fields, right? It's a table and it needs to have certain fields. So now on this fields thing, what you have to do, you just have to add the fields for that object, right? Got that thing? So what you do there, you simply go and add the fields in this object. But before we start adding fields in the object, there is another thing that we need to understand. Remember we talked about standard and custom. So standard fields are the ones which are already provided by Salesforce. Custom fields are the ones that we have created, right? So the standard fields are by default there. So the moment you have created this object, you will see a few standard fields here. Can you see these standard fields? 4 fields are by default there in the custom object. 1, 2, 3, 4. By default, these 4 standard fields are there. In addition to these standard fields, you can also add custom fields in your object. So what are these standard fields? Created by, employee name, basically the name field, last modified by, and owner. Okay, so as I told you earlier that Salesforce every record has an owner, right? So owner field is created by default, created by, last modified by, and name field. These are 4 fields which are there by default. Okay. Apart from this, any other fields that you feel are required, you will need to add those fields. Got it? So let's go here and find what all fields we require for our employee object. Name. So name field is by default there, so I don't have to do that. I can start with the date of birth thing, right? Right. So the date of birth field is what we are going to create first. So you just have to be on this object, click on custom fields and relationships, click on new, and then select the data type. So date of birth will be what data type? Anyone? What data type?
Date.
Date. Very good. So whenever you try to create a field, first thing it will ask you what type of data you are going to store in that particular field, right? So date, fine. Now just name the field, same thing, same concept, same old story. Label and name for the field. DOB, DOB. Okay. If you want to make it a mandatory field, then you should click on this required, always require kind of thing. If you don't want to make it mandatory, then it's fine.
Ajit, sorry to interrupt you. Can you please tell on the label and name the difference? I just missed it.
Label is basically the label which is visible to the end user. Okay. Name is the actual name. Okay. So label is more like what I will see. Name is its actual name. Label is like a nickname. Okay. And name is the actual thing that is used in your school registers and your office and all that stuff. So same kind of concept here. So two things can have same label, or the label can have spaces and all those things, right? But the name cannot have space, because while you're using that for programming and stuff, that time you cannot have, you know, a name with space. Got it? So name should not have space, it should not have special character. That is the kind of thing that you need. But that is not always possible to display to the end user. For that reason, it gives you an option of label. Okay. So while creating the field also, you have this option. Just click on this field level security, just click on visible and proceed. Don't do anything here. We'll talk about all these concepts later. Just click on next and go ahead. Click on save. So you have successfully created a field here. Date of birth, DOB field, it has got created successfully. Got it? So now I have 4 standard fields which were already there, and I have one custom field which is date of birth. Okay, add one more field. Let's say what is the other field that we have? Title. Okay, so what will be the data type for title? Text. Title can be text, right? So just go ahead.
Should be pick list as well.
It can be pick list. If you want, you can make it pick list. So pick list will be like a drop down, okay, and you can have a list of all the titles which are there in your company. It's a manager, director, VP, sales, whatever. Okay, so that's also fine. Let's create a pick list. I said these are the titles: CEO, CFO, COO, VP, director, manager.
Jeet, we are not able to see the screen, I guess.
Now, can you see it now?
Changes you are making. Yeah, now I can see.
Now you can see. So we are just creating another field title. Assistant manager. All right. So that's the title. So we have made it a pick list, and these are the options. You can have more options the way you want. Do you want to sort these values alphabetically? So your wish. Do you want to use the first value as the default value always? Your wish, in case you want that sort of thing. Otherwise, you can just click on next and click on visible, click on next, save it. Alright, so my object is ready. So this way you will continue to add all these fields, whatever fields you have listed. So yesterday I told you after the name, sorry, after the field name, just try to put the data type of the field for every field. I asked you to put the data type for every field, right? So what we have to do here in your data model, you just have to list down all the data types for all the fields that you have. Okay, make sure that you add the data types for all the fields, and then you just have your object ready. That's it. Okay, now the object is created. Fine, I'm not gonna do all the fields. So object is ready now. Okay, this way I can add more fields here. How do I bring a tab here for this object? At this point of time, this object has got created, the fields are also there, but everything that I'm creating now is a part of the backend. Okay, part of the data model. How do I get a tab here which can help us connect to this object? So same navigation, go to setup, create tabs. This time go and create a tab. I told you this, right? First we are going to create the object, then field, then tab. So that is the thing. So just go to setup, create tabs. Okay, a new tab you want to create, click on custom object tab, new. Which object you want to connect through this tab? There is only one. As of now we have just created one, so select that employee object. Tab style is basically an icon for that tab. So you can select any one of these, whatever you like, or you can create your own style also. It's basically an icon and a color for that tab, just to give it a unique look and feel. So employee, let me take this one. Click on next. Leave this page as it is, don't do anything on this page. This is again related to profile. Go to next. Okay, now on this page, add to custom apps. Okay, in this page it asks you the tab that you are creating, under which all apps you would want to see this tab. Remember, while I was creating an app, I had I had to specify which all tabs I want to see under that app. Now I just have to go and define under which app I want to see this tab. I want to see it under HR manager. Okay, so let it be here. I don't want to see this tab under any other app. If you want, you can put it under sales app also, but employee is not required on the sales app, right? Sales executive should not see employee details, so I don't want to provide that tab under that particular app. I just want to put this app under HR manager. Done. Save it. Do you see the tab also got created? Simple. Any questions on this? Right? Same way you can go ahead and create another object and create a tab for that, and that will appear here. The third tab will appear here. So like employees, then the PTOs, then the what all other things are there? Courses and the learnings, everything can come here, right? So this is how you will end up creating a Salesforce app, right? So if you have your data model ready, and after that it will hardly take you 20-25 minutes to finish off all these things. Using standard objects is mandatory. I could not understand your question, Suresh. What do you mean standard object using is mandatory? I've not used any standard object on this app.
Like if you wanna use standard objects for the application, if we cannot use, like, the application standard objects are not good for the display, so we just want to use only customized apps. Can we go for only customized instead of standard?
Objects or apps? What are we talking about?
Objects.
So in this one I just have a custom object, right? I can just have custom objects. There is no standard object which we are going to put here. So you can do that. That is not a problem.
Okay. Thank you.
Fine. So you can design a complete app from from your thoughts the way you want it. It can be there. Fine.
Okay.
Standard one is meant for sales and service side, and custom can be for anything that you want. HR management, project management, inventory management, order management, invoice management, whatever. So customer relationship management is is already there with the standard objects and all. But if you want, you can design your CRM also with custom objects. Alright. So no mandatory requirement of using the standard things. Alright.
Yeah.
Okay. So clear on this part? How we are creating this app and how we are creating the object and the fields and the tabs. Everyone is okay with this? Okay. So we are just going to start a small activity. Just log in into your developer editions, everyone. Quickly log in into your developer editions, everyone.
Jeet, into the developer edition or Salesforce.com ID?
You will need to log in Salesforce.com. So your edition name is developer edition. Everyone log in into this. Okay. So next thing is create an HR manager app there. So what I did, you guys just have to do it and just check if you're facing any difficulty there. So just log in into developer edition, create HR manager app.
So, Jeet, I went to setup, and then there in left side build create app, right? I have to just click create app.
Setup create app, yeah.
Create.
I just want one volunteer to share the screen while you're doing it so that others can follow that.
Yeah.
Who should be the volunteer? Vijay? Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay.
That's
Okay. So setup create apps. In the menu itself, you have that option, setup create apps under create.
Can you see my screen?
I can see your screen. Just scroll down, go to the menu where you saw the create option. Under that, you will have apps. Do you have that?
Yeah, apps. Yeah.
Just go ahead and create.
The,
You just have to give the label and name for the app. Create a new app. Just put the label and name, and rest everything you can skip. Click on next, next, next.
new.
Yes.
Okay. Custom app.
Go to next. Put a label and a name. Then just keep on clicking
There
next,
is-
next.
I don't see
Next.
next.
There's a next button in the right hand side.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
App label and app name. So
Yeah. So just put a label and a name. So label and name are HR manager.
Manager.
Suresh, you will also need to do that because I've deleted that thing from your developer org.
The file size of it must be smaller than optional list.
Yeah,
Choose an
we can
image.
leave this thing, insert an image thing, we can skip now. Just click on next.
Okay. Okay, choose the tabs to include in this custom app.
No, we don't want to include any tabs in this app. We just can leave it and go to next. Okay, Praveen, description is not mandatory. Scroll down, scroll down.
Yeah.
Yeah, that button will appear.
Profile. So what will be the profile? Choose the profile. So you may specify custom method or the default custom app of a profile, meaning that new users of the profile will see this custom app when they log in for the first time. So should I skip this also, or?
No, click on the visible. Click on visible button at the top. Check the visible thing.
Okay. Okay.
And then click on next. Do you see visible? Yeah, just go to next. Done. So the app is ready. Everyone is ready for the app. Just go to the app drop down at the top. You will see that app, HR Manager app listed there.
Where
Top
I
right
cannot see
corner.
it.
Top right corner. The apps drop down.
I'm not able to see it.
Top right corner. Where is top and where is right and where is the corner? Yeah, sales. HR
Oh,
Manager app,
okay.
it's there. Just click on this. Everyone, app is ready. Great. So now we see the app, but we don't see any tab here under this app. So before a tab can come here, what is the next thing that we all have to do?
Add the objects.
Yes, right.
So it is new event task. Get the Salesforce and download this in the App Store and go to Command. Okay, post. Request.
Go to setup and
How do we create an object? Same setup, create object. Let's create the employee object now.
So I have to click on create again, or
Yes, you have to click on create again.
create, and
Under create you have an option called object.
okay, objects. No custom objects have been defined, so I have to
Create
make a
one.
new custom object.
Right. Give a label and name to that custom object and click on save. So the name for this object will be employee.
Employee or employee name?
Employee. We are creating the table, right? The table name is employee. Employee name
okay.
is basically a field in that.
Yeah, got it. So it has to be same, the label and the plural label.
Plural label,
starts
you
with
make it
O.
employees.
Oh, okay. Object name. This object has all personal details.
Plural label is
Okay,
a
got it.
mandatory field. You can see a red mark beside that, right? Which means it's mandatory. So you have to put a plural label employees.
Okay, enter record name label
Save it.
employee.
Yeah, we can skip this part for now. Later on we'll understand these things. Just click on save. Your object will get created.
Okay. And I have to
The save and new, what happened? We got the option to make one more object.
Yes. Okay. So now add the fields there. New field you have to add. So I think everyone else is following, right? Everyone done with creating the object? We'll get into the field now. Everyone done with creating the object?
what are field sets?
Field sets are set of fields, but don't go into that. Let's focus on the field now. Collection of fields, that is, right? So don't go into other things. Just focus on what we are talking about right now. So let's create the field now. Not there. Fields are below. Standard fields. How many standard fields do we have for this object?
4.
4 standard fields are there. Vijaya, how many standard fields do we have?
I saw 12 standard fields. I'm not able to understand this.
Standard fields, can you see somewhere?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, standard fields.
How many of them are there?
Enable data type.
Created by employee name.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
Created by employee name, last modified by owner. These are the standard fields, right? So by default, when we create an object, by default there are 4 standard fields. Then based after these 4 standard fields, we can create our custom fields, right? So date of birth is one of the custom fields which we want to create. So just click on new custom field and add a date of birth field. Got it, right? Clear with that concept, right? By default it has created 4 columns. Now to store date of birth I need one more column, right? That I have to create. So what is the data type of that date of birth field? Just choose that.
Number.
Number?
Oh, date. Sorry.
Right. So
This
select
one?
date, yes. Click on next.
Oh.
Then just keep on going to next and save it.
So should I click save and new?
Not save and new, only save will do.
Did we need to click visible there?
On that field and security, yes, you need to.
On the third step, yeah, field and
Yeah,
security.
you need to. But even if you, in case of fields, even if you have not clicked, that's fine. But you should click on visible. Okay. All right. So the next is add another field called title. Add one more field called title.
So I have to click on the
New
custom
button.
field only, right?
Yeah, new, right,
New button.
exactly.
So which one are we creating now?
This here or text here?
Title.
Let's take pick list. Yeah. Pick list is what we know, right? It's a drop down.
Mm-hmm.
So just go to next, put a few options there. Yeah, just give the options for the title. Let's say the CEO, CFO, CEO, just give 3 options. Or director, manager,
Where
VP. You see a big box where you have to put all the options.
enter values for the pick
Yeah.
list here?
So, yes. Okay. Click on next. That's it. Let's go to next, save it.
Oh, I am not clicking this visible.
You can click on visible here, right? Then go to next, save it. Done with the fields, right? The last thing that we have to do is create a tab. So again, the same navigation setup, create tabs. Go ahead and create a new tab, right?
So what will be the object employee
Yes. Tab
and
style.
tab style?
Yeah, just pick any tab style. That is just an icon that we have to pick.
Anything is fine?
Anything, yeah. Something which looks similar to employee. I mean, for now you can take whatever you want.
Okay.
Okay. Then just go ahead, click on next. We can skip this step. We can go to next. Don't do anything here.
Custom app.
Yeah. So under which all apps do you want to see this tab? All the apps are listed. I just want to see it under HR manager, right? So just take it off from everything else. Just put it under the HR manager. Click on save. Okay. Done. So now just go ahead and look at the tab panel. You see the tab also at the top, not here, at the top. Scroll up.
Okay,
Yeah,
HR
employees.
manager.
HR manager app, and you see the tab for employees. In the left hand side, do you see the employees tab?
Oh yeah.
This is what you have created just now, right? Now this tab is going to connect us to the employee table that is there in the backend,
Okay.
right? Everyone clear with this? Please let me know if you have any questions here. Anyone who is stuck, in doing these things?
Hi, this is Ankit. I have a question.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Jeet, this, but the color of the tab, it would be made. We have to make it effective, or it will automatically get effective. Once we click on it.
Color of the tab.
Yeah. So
It came
this
from
green
that
color was
tab. No, it basically came from the tab style. Okay. So this color of the tab comes from the tab style. So once you click a tab, you select the tab, that tab gets activated and it shows that color. Got it? All right. Anyone else? Any other questions? Okay. So there are two activities that you guys will have. Okay. Today, because tomorrow we do not have a session. Most of you are not available. So one is complete this app as per your understanding. Now everyone has has a data model. I gave you 3 objects, 3 or 4 objects I think I gave you, right? Employees, PTOs, courses and training. So 4 objects I have given to everyone, and I'm pretty sure 2-3 objects you might have added on your own, right? So I want to see everyone done with their app. So now your HR manager app is there. One object I have helped you create all other fields in that app, in that object, create other objects and all the fields, right? So your app should be ready, and I'm also gonna send an email with a tutorial. So I'll be sending it after this session is over. I'm gonna drop you an email with one more app tutorial. Okay, you guys will need to design that one as well. All right. So the 2 assignments that we have. Okay, and Vijaya, I see that you still need to do a little more of navigation, right? Because you are struggling to find the menu thing and all. So what I call it, getting friendly with the environment of Salesforce. Just navigate a little more, which shows that you might not have worked that much during these sessions. But please utilize that time. And for anyone else, anyone else who is struggling to find options and all, please do navigate a little more here and there on the Salesforce app.